Welcome back to the Brownie Chat. Another week, another episode.
Episode 41.
Yes.
Take two.
Yes. Yeah, whatever. Back for another week. I feel like the weeks are just passing by. Like, it's just
you know what? I'm on summer holidays and literally I've got like a week left. A week and a half left and I go back to work.
Yeah.
Why do this to me?
Yeah. It's gone quick. I can't believe it's like... didn't realise it's Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah.
I forgot that there's one more left, obviously, until Christmas, and then...
Christmas?
Yeah, that's the next one.
Oh, New Year's?
No, Boxing Day.
Oh yeah, I've
Christmas
never worked that.
Or whatever.
I never worked that in my
No,
life.
but I'm just saying in general,
Never in my life have I worked Boxing Day.
No, but I actually have a couple of times.
Have you?
Yeah, Tesco.
Oh yeah. Would they get double pay?
A time and a half, I think.
Yeah, that was cool, yeah, same thing.
Well, it's not. A double pay would be so much more. But...
anyway, I've got a new hijab style. What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you think it suits me?
No.
No, it's so good.
Obviously, yeah, it looks nice.
But the only thing I just don't like myself.
Well, someone on TikTok Live likes them, so it's okay.
I don't care if she likes them. I don't like them.
But, yeah, so...
Maybe you trim them.
No, don't be weird. Either get rid of them or don't.
Oh, so I can get rid of them?
No, just leave them, man. It's literally like, it's fine.
I know, but does it look silly? I can't see what I look like, so apologies if I look weird today.
We were meant to do this about an hour ago, but she was doing her makeup and then took an hour taking pictures. So it turned into a 3-hour wait.
And also I took some videos.
But yes,
So I want to ask you a question.
The answer is no.
That's not really the answer. It's not a yes or no answer.
We're kind of matched without even meaning to. Yeah.
How about it? No, that's not how about it.
Okay, whatever. What's the question? What's the question?
Okay, so we have a child, hypothetically. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you.
Okay, come on.
So we have a child. Okay. And you want to. So obviously we're bringing them up. What's one habit that you have, and that I have, that you want our child to have? So one thing from you, one thing from me. Why?
I want them to have my humour because I'm so funny. No, I want them to have my creativeness, 100%. I want them to, if they're not a designer, I swear to God, I'll be so angry.
Really?
You know, like how Asians want like their kids to be doctors. If my kid ain't a designer, I'm out the window, mate.
Well, we'll be all out the window, so see you later.
But no. No, on a serious note, I want them to be creative in some way.
Can you just be serious for
once? I am a bit...
It's actually ridiculous. I just can't deal with it.
I think I don't want to be with you anymore.
Don't say that.
I didn't mean it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say it 3 times.
I
didn't.
I feel like I can't move my head.
Anyway, I want them to be creative in some way, whether it's like photography or it's just like something creative or artistic.
What happens if they want to be a stripper?
That's creative. That's so creative. Not mocking any strippers.
That's the They're not going to be a stripper.
No.
What happens if they want to be, I don't know...
I'm not saying for their industry. I'm not saying for their...
No, if they want to be a bin man.
There's nothing wrong with being a bin man. I'm saying for their industry, they can do whatever they want. I want them to have some sort of creative spark about them. Whether it's
what happens if that is their passion? To throw bins? To collect bins? And they make it creative by doing some style with it, like throwing it in the air, trash, throwing it in the trash.
But I want them to be creative. No, I'm being serious. Like that's a trait I want them to have. I'm not saying that they have to do it for their job, but like.
Okay, creative. Now, what do you want them from me? Now, what's one thing you want them to have that's from me?
I don't want your attitude. A few moments later. I don't know. It's hard. No, it's hard to choose what trait.
Bombastic side eye.
I think I want them to have your empathy.
Really? You think I'm empathetic?
No, I think you're pathetic. See, my humour. No, I'm joking. Yeah, you're... Or, no, actually not empathy, your compassion.
Okay, I was going to say.
Your compassion for things.
Is it empathy like... What's empathy?
Empathy is like when you can feel like you're in their shoes and you know what they're going through.
Oh.
So, you know. But, and actually more so your resilience. Because obviously, even Dad said this about you, but even though you're ill and stuff, like you do everything, you don't just not do it. So your resilience to just make sure that it doesn't matter what's going on, you still do stuff.
Thanks to my mum.
I'm thanking you right now.
No, but I'm saying thanks to my mum because she like...
Didn't coddle you or...
Yeah, if she did, like say, she goes, oh, my poor child, like
yeah.
she's ill, no, let her just... If she doesn't want to work, she doesn't have to work, like I don't want her to... You know, little things like that, or even things like... like walking down, like not picking me up if I got tired to go up the stairs or something, like, you know, she'd be like, come on, you can do it, like she'd be really encouraging to do things.
So that's something, your resilience. Okay, your turn to answer that question.
So for me, no, because you start with yourself, so I'll start with myself.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know actually. I would want them to, I think at the adult age that I am now, compared to, because I didn't have this when I was younger, as in just like, I'm just like straight to the point. Don't you think?
Annoyingly, yeah.
No, but like...
No, you're blunt. And you don't like things being like over-explained or like...
Yeah, but no, not like that. I mean straight to the point as in like, not explaining something in detail, not like that. As in if you've got something on your mind, just say it.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like I do... I wouldn't do it with like every single person in the world. Because there's just no point. For some people, I'm just like, there's literally no point. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, hi. But, you know, like with you or like with my mum or with your dad or, sorry, my mum and dad, your parents, whatever, just, you know, like, when I've had a conversation with your sister, like, I've just been like, just like, honest, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I think, yeah, straight to the point. Because I reckon when they grow up, we think life is hard now, as in how people are, it could be like, actually it might not be as bad, because people will be more open-minded maybe.
Yeah, and then for me, I want to add to this, but you...
And then from you, well, not that, stop
get that
it!
from you!
I don't snort.
Yeah, you... Okay.
I want them to have how like generous you are to everyone else with me. No, but your generosity. How like kind.
You've never said that before.
Yes, how is
No,
it?
not like that. You've never used the word generous before.
Oh, okay, yeah, like that. Because like how you get on with everyone and people like you for some reason. I'm joking, but people like you. I would like for us, our kids, if they go somewhere, they're liked by the people and not. They're like, yeah.
Not outsiders or anything, or like, yeah.
Yeah, but not in like a bad way where they're too nice. So a bit of both. Like you could be too nice sometimes. Where like you're just someone's. Yeah. Whereas having a bit of that straight to the point. You know, a bit of mix.
Okay. So one thing I don't think we've probably not spoken about this before, not on the podcast, I mean like even in general. obviously recently, especially you, have been on your deen a bit more, and like you've been more like, what's the word? Self-motivated to do things to do with the Islam and everything. And I feel like from what we've seen through our childhood and how we've been taught and how we see others being taught, children, and even now, like I would want our kids to be religious, obviously. I'd want them to be on the right path. But I feel like we would have a different way of approaching that with them rather than the way that we've been approached. Obviously, there is no right or there is no wrong path or right path. You have to be either Islamic or you're not. Like there's no in between. You are or you're not. But I feel like what we see around us, for example, like some families wear hijab around like men and some don't, and like some kids are taught to do that, some aren't. I feel like before we even have kids, we should discuss how we want them to be religiously. Obviously, we want them to make their own decisions, and obviously we've taken this long to find our path. It's like 26 years, well, say 16 years of
yeah, because they said from the age of 7.
10. It's 10.
7.
10.
No, it's 7.
It's age of 10 is compulsory.
To what?
To read namaz and everything.
I thought it was 7.
I think it's 10. Anyway, either way. But like, I'd like to, when that time comes, inshallah, be able to answer the questions they ask and not be like, oh, I'll do some research. Because I feel like if they're going to be interested in that kind of thing in the religious aspect, we shouldn't have the answers. Obviously, we don't know everything and anything, but
I think it's also like, adding to your point, yes, we can teach them, but if we don't know something,
yeah, be honest with them.
No, we can say we don't know, but let's go and research it together.
Together, yeah.
Instead of being like, go and do it yourself, because then that way, like, I would have, say for example, if I say to you and you, like, if my mum and dad were like, let's do it together, or did it that way. But
even like, it's like not forcing, because obviously that's how you kind of encourage, like you take them with you and like, come, let's go, like that is natural. Like you have to kind of get them in the habit of it, like my mum does. And even recently, Salim and Ephraim off their own back have been saying they want to do Umrah, like themselves. So it's not like they've been forced to do that or asked.
Yeah, but it's also like your surroundings.
It is, but see, this is interesting you say that, because I can't remember who we were talking to
it was
about.
The other day we were at Mum's house. We were saying about like the masjid and stuff and how.
Oh yeah. So obviously, growing up, I haven't had Asian friends or a group of Asian friends, so it's been really hard to, not hard, but like. Not as straightforward as just following the path and making sure that all my friends around me are reading namaz with me and that kind of thing. Like, there's this guy that I follow on Twitter that I follow for years, and he's got a group of Asian friends and they encourage each other to read namaz and stuff. Even just generally, like, just they read namaz together. They're always at the masjid and stuff. And I've not had that. Oh, yes, I've had it from family, but just as we've always spoken, like, you can't always resonate with older people, like, whether they tell you to do it or not. But say, for example, if my friends said, oh, let's read namaz, I would probably be more, at that age, be more inclined to read it than my parents telling me to read it,
But there's also, like we were saying, how being around a lot of Muslim people, so you're like going out, and for example, when we go out, we don't really see any Muslim people. Like, well, like growing up, I never saw any, maybe like 1 or 2 in town, and like 1 or 2 in school, whereas like a lot of people up north, for example, because that's where, like Manchester, Birmingham, even London, even like Leeds,
they have that surrounding.
They have, sometimes a lot of the schools are majority Asians, so if they're already in that environment,
then you're more inclined to go down that route, which even
Ephraim,
actually even Mishayim, she's got.
No, but like even going over to like friend's house, like if I was I would be going over to, say at the age of 16, going over to a Muslim friend's house.
So then you would
read
namaz.
If they read namaz, you would just be doing it with them, or if they come over to yours, and it's things like that.
I think I think it is important to have an Asian community
and
around
it's even
us.
little things like the reason why also I wanted to start wearing the hijab. I remember I said on the podcast once about when we have children, I want to be already wearing, or I would start wearing it then, because I would want my child to see that their mummy's wearing it. So, especially if we had a daughter, that
Would you want them to?
I would never. It's up to them.
Yeah, we say that, but like, would you encourage it to start
I would encourage. I would
because that's how
it.
girls know
because,
it.
like,
then.
when I get dressed and stuff, I'll be putting the hijab on, and I would put it on her, like just a little like, oh look, you look so cute, like you look beautiful, kind of thing. But I don't. I hope I wouldn't be that parent that has you have to wear it because mum's wearing it, you have to wear it, because she's got to find her own way. And
I know, but a lot of hijabis that wear the hijab that have worn it from childhood
then take it off.
That's
what I'm saying. So if, for example, for 16 years, look at your cousin, for 16 years she's not worn, now she's starting to wear it. Her mum wears it, but she never wore it. So I think it's better that way, because if, say for example, like she did wear it from the age of 7, and then she got to this age and she's like, oh, I don't want to wear it anymore because none of my friends wear it, for example, and people are bullying me, that's what a lot happens. I know this person, she wore hijab, she went to school wearing the hijab, even like primary school, secondary school, and she got bullied for it, and then she took it off because of that. And like, obviously, like in that case, obviously in her mind, she was feeling really low, I'm assuming, and you would almost kind of be like, well, I'm not going to get bullied just because I'm wearing a hijab, I'm going to take it off and then not get bullied anymore. If that was the only reason, like, people would think like that. Whereas if she got to, like, our daughter got to an age where she's 16, 17, and then she wears it off her own back, and also she knows mum wears it anyway, and hopefully by then, like, I'm hoping, obviously I don't know my surroundings and whoever I meet in life, but just like, she will see that, a lot of people, or even just not even just in our family, like going to school, if she has like any Muslim friends, that their family wears it. So it's not like it's just my mum wearing it. It's because like my next door neighbour, and like her little girl says, she said the other day, Mum, your hijab's falling, you need to wear it properly. So it's like she was telling her to wear, I can't remember, I don't know if it was the other day or whatever, I remember saying that once. So like...
She's obviously seen her surroundings.
And also she knows that the hijab is... And also the other day when the music was playing, she goes, music is haram.
Yeah. You're taught these things.
But in their household, they probably are everyone is doing. It's not just one person in the house that is reading namaz and everybody else is slacking. It's everyone. So for example, in our household, the child growing up, he or she sees all four of us, when it's namaz time, we are going to pray. Naturally, they're going to do that. Children to copy.
But that's what I mean. We've seen over the years different ways that kids are taught. Like, for example, some people are dragged to the masjid. Not dragged as in like completely, but they're like not forced. I don't know what the word you would say is, but they're not going off their own will. They're not going because they want to and stuff. So I know it's hard because you have to do kind of something towards that line to get them to the right path.
Well, it depends actually. I
don't. No, not forcing.
No, because for them, up until the age of 10, they weren't taking them to masjid. And now suddenly they're at the age now they are. So obviously they're like, well, you haven't taken me for the last 10 years.
No, but like with Mamu, he's taken his kids throughout their whole life.
Yeah, and Simon loves going.
Simon goes on his own now.
That's what I'm saying. He has done it ever since I've known him. He's gone. It's not like he goes, oh, God's sake, Dad.
Yeah.
He goes. He does it. Whereas for example, me growing up, like my brothers, Dad never took them. Obviously, Jumba sometimes he'd take them. But I'm saying from the age of they can start walking, the age of...
Yeah, even just taking them to that environment and they follow what steps you're doing and they do the exact same.
I would say from school age, like 5 years old, because obviously they're a bit more...
And why not? Like, especially because I've seen it over the years, like dads bring their daughters to the masjid as well up until a certain age, like even a young age. there's little girls walking around the masjid with all the men and stuff, which is fine. But even then, why not? If I'm going to the masjid and obviously I'm reading in the mosque, why not just take my child with me?
Yeah.
Why not? Why?
And also, by the time they're like 10, 11...
they'll just find it's a habit. And
yeah, they'll be like, oh, it's just what we do with Dad. It's just a normal thing.
Yeah, and then they won't be... And then that way their questions will be less when they get to that age, because they won't have all these questions. Oh, why do we need to go to masjid? We've already been going, so they don't need to ask that question. They might ask the question, oh, what do you read here? Or like, Mum, my namaz that I read, he taught me the subhanakallah, everything. He taught me the whole thing. And he taught me that from a young age. So, and that was instilled in me. Like every Friday he would take me to the masjid. He would make sure that I go Jummah. Obviously, it's only as of recent, the last quite a few years, that he's been 5-time namazi and stuff, which is, he's happy to admit that. Like,
yeah, but it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's 60, 70 years old, and he's now finding his right way to Islam.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired in that sense from him, because for about 2 years ago, he didn't know how to read the Quran. It's unbelievable. He didn't know how to read it. He could read namaz, he knew all his namazes and surahs and stuff, but he was told that by wording, like through mouth. He never knew how to read it, or he forgot how to read the Quran for like 30, 40 years.
And is it, yeah, exactly, and like, obviously he's wanting to do that. But I'm just saying...
he's going to get so much reward,
yeah, of course,
for having learned that even now.
Yeah, of course. Because he's still alive. Like, as long as he's alive, he's got to prove to Allah that everyone on this planet, a Muslim, has got to prove to Allah that we're worthy of going to Jannah. Otherwise, it's
kind of like, we are kind of...
And also, like, I'm sure your uncle is repenting for all the years that he didn't
Mamu does that. Mamu has been doing that for a while now, because as you get older, I think the older you get, the more questions you have as well. Like right now, I probably have more questions than I did when I was younger, because I now actually am more interested in it and I want to know more.
Yeah.
So I think there's a level of like education that we need as well. If we're going to bring them up in that, we can't be bad examples.
No, but we're never going to be perfect. But
no.
There's also, we can send them to people to help them. If we don't know the answers, there's literally people out there who teach children.
Yeah,
and that's what I would do. Like, just because I don't know everything doesn't mean my child should not know. They can, like my cousin, she sends her. She will say she sends her daughter, because she goes, I'm still learning myself because of a similar situation, and she sends her daughter, and she goes, she's teaching me things that I didn't know. Because growing up, we didn't get taught little things like, when you walk up the stairs, you say, I think it's subhanallah. When you walk down the stairs, you say alhamdulillah. Like, I didn't know that until she told me the other day. I was like, wait, what? So, and that was her daughter telling her. So
it's even like, I saw this video recently of Aki Ayman and
makeup coming off.
No, just stop making it obvious that you're hot.
But I can't.
Okay, so Aki Ayman, he was doing a speech.
I can't make it obvious I'm hot.
He was doing a speech, and he asked a question in general. I think it was about like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's about him. Why are you laughing?
Because you're just weird.
Why are you laughing?
Because you're like.
No, it was about him, and a 10-year-old stood up and answered the. 10-year-old shouted out the answer. He was the only one that answered it, and Aki Ayman said, "Oh, can you stand up, brother? Stand up."
Okay, stand up, yeah. No. So the kid stood up.
So he stood up and he said, "Mashallah, how old are you?" And he was like 10 years old, and.
Oh, I thought he was 11.
10.
Oh, I thought you said 11.
Just
annoying you because you said 10.
Anyway, he got up and obviously he was so smiley that he knew the answer. He was getting so much attention from everyone. Now, remember, as a 10-year-old, you're answering a question about Islam. Hundreds of people around you are being happy and ecstatic that you've got the right question. He's going to go home now and the next few months remember this moment that he's answered a question about Islam that's really important and everyone's rewarded me. Now he's going to think that's a good thing, so he's always going to try and learn more and more and more. And Akiyama, no matter what people say about him, and like there's controversy about him, he's bringing people to the masjid, whether it's for his popularity or not. He's still bringing people to the masjid that weren't coming before. So he's getting so much reward, and he's someone that we all resonate with. Like, he's a young guy. He's been through
and
all
also
this.
we don't know like his story. Like, I know he shared his story, but we don't know like people. Obviously, I know the whole controversy thing or whatever, but we can't judge.
But he's
him.
open about it, and he first and foremost, which is what I actually really like him about him, is he doesn't claim to be knowledgeable. He doesn't claim to be a sheikh.
He's just going off his.
He's just going off his learning and knowledge and experience, and he knows the right answers. So he's sharing that, but he never once claims you need to come to the masjid because I'm here. People just come. They come in.
And also, like his situation, I guess, is
he found Allah.
Yeah, the experience that he had, and he found Allah, and Allah helped him through whatever he went through. That is what is holding him, like holding his faith. Do you know what I mean? Because
he's got living proof of how his faith has got him through certain things, which is what I think we need to.
But I think a lot of people haven't experienced that.
Yeah, but
I did that TikTok about my own experience of like my health and stuff, and like I always had that. Like I always believed in Allah and things like that because of that situation. But I think if someone who doesn't have like a life or death situation or like
they can't really relate to it.
Yeah, or a life-changing situation, then probably is very hard. Like I don't know, have you been in a life or death situation where you've literally begged or whatever?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Whereas
there's so many situations.
Push down the road, but I've not.
No, but there's so many situations.
Hold on, but I've not gone through like a life or death situation, or even just like a situation of, I really want, like I want to marry this man or whatever it is. They've not gone through that, so they don't believe, and it's hard because you've got to really believe it to be able to see those.
Yeah.
I personally, obviously, I don't know. Like this is my experience, because I've been through that experience, and I really believe that if I leave my trust in Allah and XYZ, then I know the outcome will be positive outcome, regardless if it's not meant to be this way, but it's meant to be that way.
It's interesting because last week at Jummah, I told you, I was speaking to you about it, is
Where are you expected to be?
Oh, shut up. The speech was about how it's okay to be depressed, but then that's where you find your faith.
Yeah.
Because you're allowing yourself to be sad, right? And you're being like anxious and whatever it is naturally, but then remembering that Allah will take this away from you, as quickly as He's given that pain to you, He can take it away, and that's the trial that you have to go through. And you don't have to go through a life or death situation to know that something can get better from faith.
No, because there's been that was one situation. I've been through so many situations, not a life or death, just like a decision making. I've like prayed and said, I didn't do like an istihara, but or just talking to Allah, like in bed, like at night, being like, if this is the right thing for me to do, then please give me a sign. If it's not, then also please give me a sign. And the next day or the next couple of days, something's happened. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. It's just, do you know what? It's and this is probably more thanks to you than anything, because it's instigated what I already
always said that to you, haven't I?
What?
That, what I've just said.
Yeah.
It's been half an hour.
No, I wanted to say that, for example, I, even way before knowing you, I've wanted to become a PT. I've wanted to do this course, and I've always just put it off, for whatever reason. And this time around, because of my situation, I have been granted the time and the thought process to commit to it, right? That's something that if this situation hadn't happened, I might not have even been thinking about it. I might not have even had it in my mind that I want to do it. I might not have even been in a gym at that specific time where I had that conversation. Because the only reason I'm in that gym at that time is because of me being able to be there at that time. So it all goes down to Allah's plans. Like maybe 2 years ago, I wasn't ready to be a PT. I didn't have. I even talking to Ryan about it just recently. I didn't have half the knowledge I have now about exercises that I did back then. I didn't know half the things I know about, like endurance. Stop here.
I'm trying to subtly do it. You're right.
About endurance, strength, and what benefits certain training methods have and stuff like that. Can you stop laughing?
Look at you.
Anyway, so now I have so much more knowledge that if I do the PT course now, I'll be way leaps ahead.
Inshallah, yeah.
Inshallah. So anyway, yeah, inshallah, I'll get to that stage and I can be a qualified PT and, you know, do what I need to do.
Whatever the right time is.
Whatever the right time is. So, yeah.
Oh God, really hard. I think we need to end this.
Yeah, we do, but also I think the biggest message here is faith. Whether you're Christian, Sikh, whether you're Jewish, whatever religion you are, every religion stems from faith, stems from believing in something. Okay, believe in a higher power. So inshallah, God willing, we are strong enough to believe in what we want to achieve, and we get to what we want to do, and obviously we make a prayer for everyone that they succeed and stuff. So
no, I'm being serious.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
My eyes are going weird.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for joining us on another week.
Yes, thank you. Make sure you follow us on all our social
platforms. Yeah, follow us on.
We continue.
Follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. And because I feel like a lot of you are not subscribing, so please subscribe.
They are. No, I've got now.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Anyways,
so, see you next week.
We continue.